Hello, natural beauties. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nat and I rescue cats. So I thought that it would be interesting to do a Meet My Pet series. We're going to have to do a series because I have lots of pets. So I thought that we would start with a cat who has not necessarily chosen me as their human. This is my boyfriend David's cat. Her name is GraySkull. I do have her here in the room with me, so we'll see how this goes. But I already have my eyes prepped and primed. Here we are. This is GraySkull, and she is such a sweetie. We'll talk about her as we do our face. You can see she is really kind of let's say cool. She's a real cool gray kitty, and her tummy is nice and white, and I don't want to make her uncomfortable because that's not what the point of this video is. But I really just wanted to let you get to know her, and I thought that I would do a makeup look based off of her and just kind of like her color scheme and her fur. So I'm really excited because I chose a palette that I have not used before. This is a Cargo Cosmetics palette, and this is in the Chill in the 6 palette. And look at all those really nice, cool tone grays and blues. I did go ahead and use this color right here, Hockey, in my brows. And I went ahead and I cut my, well, not cut my crease, but it is a cut crease canvas that I used in the color Halo. And I put it on my eyes because she is such a, cool white. So I thought that we would start with a really nice, cool white base. So I'm going to put her down right here in front of me, and then we'll go ahead and do her eyes. So this is one of her biggest things, y'all. If you, like, you can see her grabbing me right there. If you give her any kind of attention or love, then she will stay with you. She's the cat that will flip upside down. She will start on the couch cushion and then slide down and just be upside down and completely like weird placed, and she'll just stay there as long as you kind of cuddle her. And right here, she's just kind of pushing on me now. This does come with a brush, and since this is also like a first impressions for me with Cargo, I am going to go ahead and use this brush as well. I did not think about what I'm going to do, so I guess the first thing that we'll do is we're going to go in with this flat side, and we're just going to set right under our brows, because I hadn't done that. She was nice and calm. She is one of our calmer cats. And what happened with her is we saved, like, what is it? Not adopted, fostered. That's what it was. We fostered an entire litter, and it was 6 of them. And some of them, they were just so incredibly, look, I got some creasing right there. Y'all see that? Some of the cats in her litter were just so incredibly, like, they had social anxiety and social issues. Like, they would not come out. And I think we'll go ahead and go in. Let's go in with, you know what, we'll start here first. I automatically wanted to go into ice, but I want to kind of build it up a little bit, and she does have so many gray dimensions in her skin tone. Oops, that went just, that's not exactly where I wanted that to go, but that's all right. So her name is GraySkull. Oh, look, you can see all my garbage right there. I got to add up all of how much that was, and then I'll get that video out for you. But so her name is GraySkull, and honestly, when it comes to calling her, she responds best to kitty, 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 kitty. That's what she'll come to, kitty, kitty. Here she comes now. Come on. So GraySkull, not so much, but if you start calling like kitty cats, she'll come running. And she was one of the cats that we were worried about when we rescued them, or when we fostered them, because she would almost never come out, y'all. I mean, she would hide, and we rarely saw her come out and eat. When the other cats were like out and about, she wouldn't come out with them. And they are all from the same litter. So once she kind of chose David like as her human, we were like, oh man, you know, we really hated to separate her from him because it took her so long to come out of hiding, let alone like interact with you know, a person. So once she kind of came out of her shell, we were just like, oh, I don't know, we might be in trouble. And she's just, she's a lap cat. Like they always say there are lap dogs. Oh, let me move this blush because she's right here. I don't want hair to fall in it. But like there are lap dogs. She has got to be a lap cat because I'm telling you, as long as you're loving on her, she is gonna be there just purring. And it's funny because with her, I'll say, well, with all of them, but you start petting them and you hear them and you feel them start purring. And I'm like, oh, we've activated them. You know, once you activate them, you kind of gotta, you know, keep going, or else, you know, who knows what happens when stuff is not being stimulated, you know, and they're no longer activated. So just me being goofy with them. But so she has so many nice cool blues. Oops, she almost fell here. I'm on a little stool. So we're gonna go in with this one right here, and now we're gonna go into ice, and we're just gonna pick that up. And I had never tried cargo before, and I was talking to one of my subscribers in the comments. Oh my gosh, I feel like that looks ugly already, like maybe kind of muddy, like they're not really blending very well together, but we're going to continue to work with it. So I was talking to one of my subscribers here in the comments, and she said that I guess she saw this palette as well because I got it from TJ Maxx, maybe Marshalls or Ross, but I think TJ Maxx. And she saw it as well, and she said that cargo is pretty good, but of course, you know, you do have to work with them. And honestly, I don't mind. I'm going to pull this up a little bit since she's kind of roaming around the room now. I don't mind working with my shadows unless they're really expensive shadows. Like if shadows are really expensive, I shouldn't have to work with them, you know. But so that is why I put down this white like canvas, because I really wanted to help the colors to pop. And I don't know, I'm just not really liking the way that those are blending together. So, but I do love GraySkull's color, like her color scheme, especially her tummy, because she kind of looks like a great white, and that is my favorite animal, y'all. Like, I can remember watching well, it wasn't Animal Planet, when I was young. They had a Shark Week before it was called like Shark Week. Like they would do sharks, hippos, tigers, and I think elephants, maybe snakes as well. And they were just specials, you know, that you would catch whenever. And I loved those. And so I love that GraySkull kind of looks like a great white, because she's like that cool gray blue on top, and then when you look at her tummy, she's like white. So I think that's just adorable. It is part of her charm. Now when it comes to toys, her favorite toys, y'all, by far, kitty, her favorite toys are the little cloth mice, but they have feathers as tails. You know what I'm talking about? They're mice, and they're little bitty, and they're shaped like mice, but instead of a tail, they have some feathers, and she loves those. Those are by far her favorite, and she will spend hours just playing by herself, tossing that little feather thing up in the air, and just having a blast all by her lonesome. And so I think that is hilarious, and she loves them. And we have another toy. It's kind of like almost like a few donuts, and they're little balls and bells stuck in them, so they can kind of bat them around, and they just kind of like spin in that thing. And she doesn't mess with that at all. She doesn't mess with that very much at all. She is all about chasing those little mice. And I love the way that she grabs them. I think we're going to go into Ontario. And we're just going to put this. Hey, you see her pushing my hand? Let me put that down so I can also kind of rub on her. Now, my issue with her is like when you do rub on her, and like right now I'm right here scratching her with this hand, and you know how they start doing like that little like fluffing up their pillow kind of thing. Like she uses her nails, so she can be a little bit you know, it hurts when you're kind of loving on her. And she's not one of those cats that just kind of like lays there, you know. She gets into it. She's like, oh yeah, that feels good, you know. So she starts fluffing her pillow. And I'm like, hey, there's flesh under there. But she's so sweet. And without a doubt, y'all, like I said, she is one of the reasons why we ended up keeping the whole litter. And there's 4 of them. And then we have another 2 strays that we just kind of picked up outside at the house because they were hungry. So, but she was just so incredibly like socially awkward, and it took her forever to come out of her shell. And so once she did, we were just like, man, can you imagine like her having to go to another house and get used to new people? And I was just like, oh man, I don't know. I thought that it was going to be really hard, and I was scared that anybody who ended up getting her, that you know, that they wouldn't be as patient with her. And I just didn't want to put her through that, because she had bonded so well with my boyfriend before anyone ended up like, you know, wanting to adopt her. And so I was like, man, even if we don't keep the whole litter, we were going to have to keep her and one other one, because they had just kind of like imprinted on us, so to speak. And so we ended up keeping her, and she has just done so well. These are definitely inside cats. And I say that because we have inside and outside animals. But we've been taking them out on a leash, you know, just to kind of, because we live out in the, you know, towards the country, y'all. So they really should be able to go out and enjoy it, you know. And she did really well. So she wasn't really, you know, intimidated or frightened or anything because of like, you know, the cars or like the farm equipment, you know, running around around us. So I was really happy, and it's just so nice to see her do so well, and to know like, hey, you know what, I had a hand in that. And I feel like it really is rewarding. There she goes, she left. And let's see if we can get these eyes to match. But her eyes probably don't match. Isn't that crazy how every cat is completely different and unique? I think that's insane, y'all. But yeah, and she really is. She has more gray than any of the other cats that we have. And like I said, she is part of the same litter. And it's just crazy how different they look. And that was part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and start with her. 1, because she is such a huge sweetie pie. And 2, because I love her color scheme, because I love cool tone eyeshadows. All right, I'm going to just blend that out. I did have another palette that I thought about using for her. It's this Makeup Revolution. It's the Precious Stone Diamond, and I got it at the end of last year for $8. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to use that one because I haven't tried it before, but I'd never ever tried Cargo. So we ended up doing this one, and I am very glad that we did. And these hooded eyes of mine, it's so difficult to do a cut crease on a hooded eye as opposed to like a regular one. So, and then I didn't do them even, so I had to bring it up even higher. So I guess we're gonna have to deal with that shape. All right, let's go ahead and use this same brush. I guess we'll go in on the smaller side. And let's go into Blizzard, and we'll put that right in the innermost corner and see if that does anything. Well, it did kind of pick up some of the other shadows. Okay, I can see it working. Can y'all see it? It's definitely taking some building up, but so now I will say GraySkull, despite her initially being so shy and reserved, she can definitely hold her own now because you know, we have a few cats and they will fight and play, and she is not shy with them. She's like, you want to rumble? Let's go. Nails. And so it's just really nice, like I said, to see that and to know, like, you know what, we had a part in that. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in now with this biggin right here, and we're going to go in with and we're going to keep that towards the outer part. Uh-oh, I hear somebody crying. Oh, wow, that's way darker than I anticipated. I did not think that it would have that much pigment. Do you see that? Ah, what have I done? Well, oops, almost went into the wrong one. That was a dark one, too. It's called that hockey. So, well, I guess this is going to be darker than we thought. She does have some dark gray in her, but not what I anticipated. And y'all, I tend to struggle. Do y'all struggle doing like different kind of makeup? I tend to go towards darker looks. I want to do a cute little dainty, soft, feminine look, and then it comes out looking like this. And I'm like, yo, how about you tone it down? But I just can't seem to. So that was not what I anticipated, but that's okay. Let's see what else we can keep doing. We're gonna go in with this one, and we're gonna go in Dundas Street. That's a cool name, Dundas. 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 Oh, I like it. Oh, I like that color too. It's just kind of like a cool mauve kind of grungy brown purple. Oh, I like it. I have been pleasantly surprised by these. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, GraySkull, she loves. We really want to try and get some hammocks for the cat because she loves hanging out in the curtains on the windows, y'all. And honestly, we've got like some curtain damage. And I told David, like, why are we going to buy new stuff if we don't have stuff to kind of entertain the cats, to keep them from tearing the curtains up? You know, why are we going to buy new curtains if we haven't bought any hammocks for them to lounge in, and they're just going to continue to lounge in the new curtains? So, you know, so we're looking to get some stuff for them. I think I'm going to go in with Goose right here because she does have some brown as well. Well, more like some taupe. And I'm just gonna, again, more pigmented than I anticipated. And that's a great thing, y'all, because I got this palette for $6. I've never tried Cargo before, and I feel like I would prefer my shadows to be more pigmented than I anticipate, than not pigmented enough. Right? Is that what you prefer? Wouldn't you prefer, or don't you prefer your shadows to be too pigmented? All right, I'm back, and this is pretty much our finished look. I used my Bare Minerals Lashtopia mascara, just put one coat of that on. I also used this LA Colors white liner for my lower waterline. I really felt like that kind of brought in some of her white. She is right here. I'm going to try and, you know, just pick her up in a minute. But also I used my NYX Nutmeg to go ahead and line my lips. We're going to go in with this Natasha Denona number 20 beige, sandy beige, and we're going to go right in the center of our lips. And really just work that around. And notice that I didn't get that on the liner, because I don't like to do that to my little applicators, because it kind of grosses me out. But this is so nice and opaque that it'll really give you that look that we really like. And see, she does have some brown and a whole bunch of white on her tummy. So I really want to get that in. And that's just such a pretty look. We see that a lot. And then we can just top it with some lip gloss. I am so incredibly epically full of cat hair. So now as far as blush, we use this Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in Spiced Peach. And I guess all that is left is to highlight. Oh, and of course I put this Fenty eyeliner, and I use that just on the inner part of my my lashes, or my, I guess my lower lash line really. And we're gonna go ahead and highlight. We're gonna use this Natasha Denona in Bloom, plus this a real, just like scarce kind of highlight. And I think I'm gonna use this one and just add that to the highs. And I really like this look, y'all, because I love cools, and I was so pleasantly surprised by these Cargo products. So let me know, do you have Cargo? Do you use them? What do you think about them? Because I'm really surprised. Now, I did go in with one color. I want to say it was called Arctic. Let's see. Let's see what it's called. Yeah, it's called Arctic. This one right here. And I put that on my innermost corner, and you could barely see it at all. So some of them were kind of like, you know, not too incredibly special. But after, you know, using all the little tips and tricks and stuff and cutting creases, we were really able to kind of get a nice look. So here is GraySkull. We are just chilling. This is going to be our first intro video. And thank you all so much for joining us. Just know that we are sending positivity to you, and we hope that you're doing what you love, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all. It's over.